Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry, and today is my video, my first video for Make It March. Make It March is a collaboration that was created by Lisa over at Sutton's Days. She hosts this every year. I hope she keeps hosting it, and if you make it, well, if you make March and you make It March wonderful by viewing all the videos. It's going to be 30 days of videos learning how to use your home canned pantry items. So some of us are going to be doing desserts. Some of us are going to be doing side dishes. Some of us will be doing main dishes. Today, I've seen the calendar of events. It's going to be epic. So you need to stay tuned. It's absolutely wonderful. It helps you put together recipes that you might want to use for your household. And so I've got all the details and all the channels down below. It's going to be fantastic. There's a new channel involved this year, and I'm anxious to see all of their videos. So I've got home canned turkey breast that I raw packed, and it's beautiful. You can see it's just gorgeous. And I'm excited because this is one of my favorite proteins to can. It's mild. It doesn't have a sharp bite like tuna or home canned chicken. Home canned chicken has a little bite at the end. Turkey's very mild. So we're going to do, and one of my favorite things on the planet is a turkey pot pie. And I'm going to pull from the pantry. I'm going to pull some cream of chicken soup. Yes, I can make it from scratch. I've got some pimentos because I absolutely love pimentos in any kind of a cream sauce with like turkey or chicken. Chicken a la king has to have it. Pimento peppers taste different than a red bell pepper. So you have to have them. Anyways. And I was going to saute up the vegetables, and I thought, I have a package of frozen and I need part of this. I only need a little bit. So I want half of this for this pot pie and half of it for a tuna casserole that's coming up using home canned tuna. But I've got an egg for egg wash, and I've got bacon. We are having a turkey bacon pot pie. So I've got some poultry seasoning, some celery salt. I've also got some Thrive freeze-dried celery that smells so good. So Thrive, there's a link to my Thrive website down below. You can go over there and shop. Freeze-dried celery is so handy to have on hand. I don't have any fresh right now. So what do? And I just need a rib of celery in here. I want that celery flavor. That's why I pulled the celery salt. And then I went, da-da, you have freeze-dried celery. So that's going in. A can of mushrooms. And a pint of turkey is almost a pound it weighs a pound here with the broth, but when you take the meat out, it's going to be almost a pound. It's more than enough meat for a big, nice pot pie. And we're going to top that baby. I do have some heavy cream to make that cream of chicken and everything all saucy. I'll be using the turkey broth, but I've got puff pastry. Who doesn't love puff pastry? I'm going to top that pot pie with some puff pastry, and we're just going to have this. This makes it feel so decadent and delicious that, well, you know what? We're going to have a great dinner. Come on, let's do it. This is going to be easy. We got our puff pastry. It's been sitting out. We took the dogs for, you know what, outside. Uh-oh. Anyways, I don't want him to think we're going for another one. Oh. He's thinking something's up. So I've got all my ingredients out here, and in a bowl, I'm going to mix up the wet. So I didn't get my jar opener. So, jar opener. Okay, let's listen. Nice seal. 4 jars lids. 4 jars. My link is down below. If you put the coupon code Linda's Pantry, you get 10% off your entire order. Oh, that smells wonderful. So I'm going to put the broth in here. I don't want to waste any of it. And I don't like my pot pie mixture to be glumpy or thick. I like it not brothy, a thin sauce. Or, I want it saucy. So and I put herbs in here. That's what you're seeing on top. Rosemary and thyme and all that. And then I've got my cream of mushroom soup. You could make your own. I was totally had plans to do that, and I was like, I don't want to. I have run all day, and tomorrow's going to be even different and more running and more planning, and it's a big time in our world right now. So we're going to do it the easy way. Cream of chicken soup. We always have this on the shelf. We always have cream of mushroom, and this is a sometimes food. We don't eat this stuff every day, and when you think about how much is in your serving, it's probably not that much. So I'm going to whisk that, but I'm going to add some heavy cream to whisk it together, and we'll get our liquids incorporated. I've got my bacon all cut up and chopped up, because bacon turkey pot pie is the bomb. It's so good, you guys. And with puff pastry, it just takes it over the top. So, okay, I'm going to set that there for right now. We're going to add some poultry seasoning. This is all part of the sea sauce. About a half of a teaspoon. If you don't like poultry seasoning or you want it seasoned some other way, absolutely. And then because we're not putting any salt, the soup has sodium. We're going to add maybe a quarter teaspoon to a half, probably a quarter teaspoon of celery salt. I need some mushrooms in there. And I'm going to drain off the liquid for the mushrooms. I don't need that in there, I don't believe, because I'm going to be adding cream, heavy cream. I don't want it to get weird, so we'll do that. Let's get our heavy cream. Oh, and I need pepper. And this is going to be like a Thanksgiving, almost Thanksgiving pot pie. And honestly, I love putting stuffing in my pot pie. I might have to add some stuffing cubes just because I already have them. They're homemade. So let me go grab those really quick, and I'm going to add some of that. They are fantastic, and it'll add a little bit more flavor to the whole thing. Look at that. Yes, these are homemade, seasoned, different breads that I've made, and stuffing cubes. Okay, a little bit of heavy whipping cream. You get out whole milk. We're going to make this decadent tonight, because if you're going to go do all this, go big or go home, right? All right. The recipes that we all have, oh my goodness, this wasn't the right bowl at all. Okay, I'm gonna grab a different bowl, because that is not gonna work for me. Okay, sorry. I just made myself a huge mess, and I need a bowl that I can just, not make a giant mess. But I'm keeping it real. This is what happens in everybody's kitchen. Messes. Okay, in the sink. And clean up. And there we go. Okay, this bowl, you want a deep bowl I wanted you to be able to see it, but all my other bowls that I normally use are still packed in totes. And so you can see this is not at all thin enough. That's gloppy, and that's not what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more heavy cream. Actually, I might switch over to milk at some point. You could add chicken broth too, but I really want this creamy. Yum. Yeah, I need milk. This is too much cream. Okay, I'm going to grab some milk and add that. Woo, there you go. Got some whole milk. Done deal. And we'll say that was probably a cup all in all of between the heavy cream and the milk. You could do it any way you wanted. And if you really wanted to take it all out of food storage, you could use your powdered milk. Okay, this is much better. It's much thinner, better. Love it. Now I'm going to add some of the other ingredients in here. And part of the reason why I want it thinner is because we're going to be refreshing celery. We're going to be refreshing all of that stuff. So we're actually now going to go to the folding section of this. And I really want to taste this. Oh yeah, plenty of salt. Love, there's my oven booping. It's ready. I've got celery, and this is a half a cup of freeze-dried celery. I'm okay with that. That's not much. Some people don't like freeze-dried celery, and I'm like, what? That's one of my favorite vegetables for freeze-dried foods. I'm not even going to joke. Okay. Let's grab some scissors, and we'll put some mixed vegetables in here. And about, a cup, your choice, really. And our mushrooms, I have to have canned mushrooms in my pot pie. And now we're going to get to the turkey and the stuffing. Oh my goodness, yes. This is going to be so good. Oh, and don't forget, I almost forgot, pimentos. Okay, so this jar opener, and 4Jar sells one like this. So you can go down on my link and get 10% off. It's a jar opener. So that popped that little top up, and now I can open it without any problems. And I'm going to add the whole thing. And these are basically roasted pimentos. I love pimentos. Love them. They have I grow them. They're not just a everyday sweet red pepper. They have a different flavor profile, and they're just wonderful. And now we're looking at this. Let me bring you in closer so you can see the rest of the story. Okay, so now we're going to get into the turkey. And the turkey seasoned as well. You're going to want to just get a spatula or a bamboo skewer or something to pull some of that meat out. And then it's up to you how chunky you want this. These were cubes to begin with, but because it's raw packed, they kind of do meld together. So if I see a big hunk, I'll break it up. Okay. And then there was a bay leaf in here. We'll take that out. That doesn't need to go. It flavored the whole jar. It doesn't need to go in the pot pie. And this is a very meaty pot pie. So, okay, I've got all my meat broke up. Out it comes. And we're using, oh, there's another piece of bay leaf. And we're using, like, look at this, how tender and wonderful this meat is. It's just shreds apart. I'm going to take a bite of it. Yum. So mild and wonderful. And all the flavors of the spices are in the meat. It's definitely a win-win. You are going to love it. If you didn't watch that video, please go watch the home canning. Okay, now look at this pile of goodness, and you don't want anything dry, so this is perfect. It's kind of wet. It's going to be wonderful because your puff pastry. And then I'm just going to put down at the bottom, I'm going to spray this because I made a decision after the fact to spray it with some avocado oil. And we'll grab some of these. This will kind of give us a bottom crust. It's going to be so good. I hope this pie plate's big enough. Okay, just a thin layer of your stuffing down on the bottom. What? Yes. And it will absorb some of this liquid. So we don't want too much of this because we don't want to dry out our mixture because we're not looking for a dry pot pie. We want moist and Okay. Doesn't that look good? Oh, yum. If I was using all fresh vegetables, I would have sauteed them in some butter. What? Yes, in some butter. Oh my gosh, that's almost too much meat and veg, and I might have to take some out. This is not my biggest pie plate. I don't want it to boil over, and I think it will, so I am going to scoop some of this mixture out, and I'll make a mini because I still have bacon to put in there. What? Okay, let's get this. I feel like I'm a hot mess right now. Okay. We'll just put it right back in that pie, or in that same container. And we'll just make a mini, and I'll take it to my mother-in-law. She will love it. And, oh, yeah. Yeah, because I don't want this all over my stove. If I left it that way, it would have been. So this is more of a recipe for a really big deep dish pie plate. So, okay. One more scoop out of there. I got plenty for another mini. We'll leave that just like it is. And I'm going to wipe off the rim, even though I'm going to brush this rim with some egg wash right before I roll this puff pastry out. But I want to wipe this all off, make it nice. And we'll put in most of the bacon over here. This was like 4 pieces of bacon. It's 1/3 of a cup of bacon for the whole recipe. I'm going to save enough for the mini pot pie to top on that and just even it out. Right? Everybody needs a little bite. Okay. There's that. And doesn't that look good? Okay, let's roll out our, I wanted to say pie dough, but let's roll out our puff pastry and see what we got. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I have rolled my puffed pastry out, and now some of the edges, it sat here a little bit longer than I would have liked, but that's okay. It's still going to be fine. So I'm going to get myself some pieces here. Strips. Yep. And it's going to be so good. And it's going to be beautiful. And we're going to have a delicious dinner. And my mother-in-law is going to enjoy dinner as well. I hope. Hope that's the way it works out. Okay. Just making some strips. And if you don't need all these, well, okay, you can make some twisty twirls for, okay, I'm going to lay this right over, okay, right over, and about half an inch apart. Or maybe not even a half an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch apart. I want plenty of the pastry on here. So, yum. Because that, everything will ease up or ooze up through that pastry. Can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Okay, here we go. Now this is definitely enough for a big pot pie or two. Oh, I better move it over. Grab me another one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a big fat one for right there. There we go. And this is literally take these, every other one, lay it back, because now we're gonna get after the lattice part. Okay. My mouth's watering. Oh, and then we have to, lattice. You get the picture. We're gonna keep doing this until we get it all done. And then we'll do that and lattice, and lattice. And over we go. And lattice, and here we go. So nice, and that puff pastry is going to get all wonderful. So as soon as I'm done, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my Tetris puzzle here, and I'm just going to cut this puff pastry. I am not going to mash it down. I'm just going to cut it around the pie plate. It will puff up and become wonderful. I had to undo a couple of places where I didn't have it quite right here when I started. And that's okay. All these scraps will go for the little pot pie. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And there you go. Here we go. Cut those off and you have a beautiful puff pastry topped lattice top pot pie. Okay. You're not going to waste any of this. Trust me when I tell you none of this will go to waste. I will make something with the rest of that other than the other pot pie. Now I want to go ahead and brush the egg wash, and that is fresh eggs from my neighbor. The oven, obviously, you heard that boop. It is ready, and this will make this puff pastry glossy and beautiful. I don't think there's anything worse than a pie that has a dull finish to it. So, and even puff pastry, it was meant to be glossy. If you need to thin this down, you can add a little water to it. It's an egg wash. It doesn't have to be perfect or all egg, right? I probably should have put these eggs are so rich and thick. All right, super excited. And I'm going to put this on a cookie sheet, put it in my 425. Actually, I'm going to knock that oven down. I started it at 425. I want to knock that oven down to 400. Everything in here is cooked. Just needs to heat through and get bubbly and delicious. So, ta-da! Okay, I'm going to pop this in the oven while I'm making the other little pot pie, and then you guys will see the end results. Okay, guys, I took this out of the oven. I put it in, started it lower, but I ended up getting it up to 425. And look, this is the mini pot pie. And I forgot to put the bacon on there. So on top of the deliciousness, this has the bacon. This is just a turkey pot pie. So this one has been out and cooling for a little while, so I don't think it's hot lava. I'm going to cut into that. And then this is the big, so a pint jar of home canned chicken, turkey, beef, whatever you want to put, pork, whatever you want to put it in a pot pie. You're going to need a deep dish pot pie. This is not a deep dish pie plate. You're going to want a deep dish because look at this, made this much. Or you could make several of these. All good. We're going to have dinner. I'm going to give you a taste test and we'll call it good. All right. Okay, let's dig in. This puff pastry, it makes my mouth water. It's so good. Okay. And this is cooled off enough I can touch it. So we're just going to take a bite right out of here. You've got that ooey gooey inside. It's not dry at all. Let's get a bite. That I don't believe is a YouTube bite, but I'm going to go for it. Oh my gosh. Look at mushrooms and oh my gosh, that is so delicious. You guys, I hope that if you're trying to figure out what to do with your canned chicken, turkey, beef, that you'll make a pot pie because it is fantastic. And none of this came out like thick and gloppy. It's delicious. All right, guys, make it March. Another success. I hope that you watch all the videos that are involved in this collaboration and you make a pot pie because you won't regret it. It's delicious. So guys, this by far was the best pot pie I've ever made. It was so delicious. And I'm going to tell you that Lisa is giving away a 4 jars pressure canner at the end of this collaboration. So you want to go over and comment on all the channels, give them some love, and you will be put in for the drawing. And oh my gosh, please make this. It's so good.